Howdy guys, how's it going? So we are going to be looking and comparing two of the fan favorites. We got the M19 Pistole and the RENETTI pistol, and for this comparison we're going to be doing akimbo for each one because their stats are they're basically identical, but apparently in the stat menu the RENETTI has a faster fire rate, as in just in the standard semi-automatic. We're not using the burst mode, and we're rocking pretty much the exact same attachments on both the attachments. If it'll not freeze on me here, Jesus Christ, now come on, work with me game, work with me, what are you doing? Sorry about that, I don't know what happened, I had to restart my game. But anyway, so like I said, basically going to be going with the same attachments on both pistoles. We're going to have monolithic suppressor, 5mm laser, lightweight trigger, 32 round mag, and then obviously the akimbo perk so that we can have one of these bad boys in each hand. Now, going back, because I've never done an akimbo RENETTI class setup that featured it with just the single semi-automatic fire capability. It's always been the burst thing. The burst is what you normally see the most, but after it got nerfed a while back, it wasn't nearly as good in burst mode. It's definitely not now, and I think if you're going to rock the akimbo RENETTIs, you're way better off doing it in the semi-auto fashion, and that's what makes these things here basically identical to one another. There's just things you can change out on both, and just to show you before I talk about that, same thing on each one. It's just with the RENETTI, you have a 27 round mag as the max amount of ammunition as opposed to the 32 round mag on the M19, so that's really the only the slight advantage that you have there. So it's whenever we compare the two of these, like the RENETTI to the M19, so it shows that the M19 has a little bit better mobility and control in the stat menu, which we know the stat menu doesn't always give 100% accurate representation of how how things play out in game. As you can see right there, the fire rate is apparently less on the M19, so that's what I'm really wanting to I've already tested this out quite a bit and already have my own personal theories, but we're gonna hop into a game and do it real time, talk about it while we're looking at it. But what I was going to say is with the attachments is this right here is what I would consider to be hands down the best attachments for akimbo on the RENETTI and the M19. However, you can change things up a little bit depending on your personal preference, especially if you just want to rock it as a secondary. Since we're going primary with it, we want as much ammunition as possible just to cut down on the reloads we have to make. But if you're wanting to have this as something you can pull out, and then it's at most normally just do it one person as your secondary up close option, then you could just rock with a standard magazine capacity, which is plenty enough because you got double, so it's a double whatever the standard mag capacity is, and then trade out and go with the MK1 extended, which will give you a little bit better damage range. It's not really necessary. The monolithic suppressor gives you the more than a bump of what you need, because you can still rock with the standard, just the standard barrel length and be good to go. So that's the only thing I could possibly recommend, because you definitely want to have the 5mm laser, or at least go with the 1mm, but you're way better off the 5mm, because this is not, it shouldn't matter if you got your laser shining, because this is an aggressive, last resort, stick it in somebody's mouth, pull the trigger kind of thing. So we're gonna hop into the shoot ship playlist and compare them. Going into the shipment, to the domination, shipment's gonna be the best map for this, just because it's within the actual realistic range of what you need to be using these here setups for. Okay, sweet, game hadn't even started. Normally I have to find about 5 different matches. We're gonna start off with the RENETTI, pop some kills with it, switch the M19, go back and forth, just talk about the differences that we noticed at the beginning. So just popping off. See, the fire rate to me, like I said, it's such a small sliver in the stat menu anyways, but it definitely doesn't feel faster to me. The M19 still seems to have a much faster fire feel to it, but what is really the big thing that we want to focus on is, how well this shuts people down. That right there is the enemy. God dang it, teammates, calm it down. I need some kills too. We're doing something important here. That guy just spawned right on top of me. Now he's laying just right on top of my dead body. Straight up necrophilic fornication right there. Okay, so we'll get some higher volume kills here in a minute, because that's just how shipment goes. It's just my teammates. My God, they're all rocking ARs and subs. They just melting through everybody. And this is not something, you're not going to want to try to be contesting people on head camps and that's mounted up. This is all for, sticking it in somebody's upper body and just filling them full of the good old 9mm ammunition. Okay, so we'll pop off a couple. We've only got 2 kills. Normally whenever you rock akimbo anything on shipment, bro, you're going to be popping off top of the leaderboard, just because it's such an OP thing in close quarter situations. We're just getting our kills yanked from us every 2 seconds. Okay, here we go. Let's go in on A side. Oh, and there's the lag, brothers. There's the lag. But it's still going to get him right around the edge of the barrels. The barrels can't protect you now. So the thing is, with the damage and the fire rate and everything, with these guns being so similar, it just like playing with them in game is like if you're playing with them as a primary, which I mean obviously you shouldn't do this in most cases unless you're just wanting to have some fun with the akimbo, just the akimbo perk attachment in of itself, because it is just really fun to run around with some akimbo pistoles every now and then. But it feels like you can get more kills with the M19 just because, like, even though it's not that big of a difference in ammunition, you know, it's like what, 10 rounds total. Get out of here, son. 10 round totals extra with a 32 round mag attachments on the M19, but it's still, I'm telling you, like, it's just the Renettis kind of fell out of popularity a lot after that nerf, but it mainly just dealt with like the burst modification and how that played out in game, especially when you're using it in akimbo. So using it this way, I mean, it's very nice. Like, to me, I can't really tell much of a difference at all between this and the M19, even though, like, right here, look, we'll pull them out. The M19 has got to have a faster fire rate, bro. I don't know if it's just because if they equate the fact that you can have a burst attachment into the Renetti's fire rate, because that just visually, I mean, what am I looking at? I don't care enough to break it down frame by frame, and I'm sure somebody out there has done that. And I mean, stuff like that. I do plan to get into more technical details on class setups in Cold War, but I mean, at this point, you know, like I said, we're at season 5, about to be going on to season 6. So I'm just keeping with the same style and everything of the class setups that I am now. One thing though, just go ahead and touch on, even though it's not the purpose of this video, I looked at the season 5 potentially leaked information. And it's looking pretty solid that the Remington 700 and the AA-12 is going to be dropping. And then, like, I was looking at all the information data miners have found, and, like, apparently, like, the SPAS-12 and the intervention was found all the way back in February, like, with the coding of the game. So, I mean, that has the potential to drop as well, because the AA-12 information and then the Remington 700 information has dropped, like, you know, it's just not too long ago. So, depending on how they plan to layer these drops out or what, like, who knows. Like, originally I thought I'd heard there wasn't even going to be a season 6, but now there for sure is. So we'll see. But I feel like season 6 will probably be the last season, just because they ain't going to want to, you know, be competing with Cold War. At least I wouldn't think they would. But then again, I don't know. That's off the noggin speculation. So look, popping off right here, bro. I'm telling you that the M19s. They're hard to compete with, because I feel like the fire rate definitely faster. I don't care what stat menu says. Fire rate's definitely faster. We got the extra ammunition. Might be a slight damage like reduction in comparison, like out to range a little bit, but I just feel like you can get more of basically the exact same damage bullets down range faster, and that equals getting more kills more consistently. So I mean, the Renetti, you can't go wrong with it. But if you're going between the semi-auto factor of it between the M19 and the Renetti, I would have to recommend the M19s, because both's fun to use. Like, you know, if you're working on the Renetti for camos or whatever, then, you know, feel free to hop in there, dick around with it in the akimbo fashion. You have lots of fun. You'll get lots of kills. We'll take a switch back to it here in a second. I really hope these guys start picking it up a little bit. We're gonna pop him off right there, lay down, or not. Okay, switch back to Renetti for a second. So, God dang it, though, it's so close. It's so close to the fire rate. I just feel like something about the actual, like the recoil animation of the M19 might actually lend to it looking like it has a faster fire rate than what you're actually getting. Like, I'm trying to, while playing, look down in the right-hand corner and, like, notice the rate at which the ammo counter is, like, dispersing. There we go, English, there it is. Dispersing the rounds out of like the ammo counter section. So I feel like that can actually give some poop in my mouth, some good insights into the difference between the two. But I mean, like, I don't think you could visually tell the difference right now between performance. I mean, right there, I just got some really good lineups with the M19, so I feel like I went on more of a tear with it right there. But given the event that I had the Renetti in those exact situations, I feel like it would have went very. Right now, see, I'm just getting in too long of engagements right now with the Renetti. I need to take and step her back and try to keep it up close and personal. Let's scoop right in the right side right here. There he is. There's a ghillie suit man. Oh, what? Okay, yeah. See, no, if that was the M19, I think I'd have that one. I really do. So I want to hear your guys' feedback on this for sure, though, because this right here is actually like. This is about as neck-to-neck of a comparison as you can go. Like, I mean, it really is, because these two weapons are so goddamn similar, and they're both, like, such phenomenal secondaries. I mean, I'm still pretty married to my X16s, just to the X16 in single form, and I really like it in the Kimbo. But the M19, honestly, I think beats the X16 Akimbo unless you just get really lucky with like landing bullets. But then again, that's the case with any of the Akimbo setups. Like every now and then you'll just have those situations where it just seems like a bullet's taking paint a perfect picture around whoever it is you're shooting at. Teammate, you better watch yourself coming over here spawning right in front of me, bro. You're gonna catch some lead to the nips. Okay, get this guy out of the way. Guy by the forklift, swing in on him inside, pop a reload. I guess we can take and finish it out with the M19. That way it goes. It's a nice 2-and-2 trade-off between them. But I mean, look, we have phenomenal run with him. Just drop shot a little bit. Drop shot with Akimbo is kind of a trashy thing to do, but by God, bro, it's still relatively early in the morning. What is happening, bro? I just see legs and arms and everything flying across my screen. It's my teammate half the time. Okay, let's take and hit him with a little bit of the old missile to the noggin. Fly it in. I ain't gonna have time to use my M19. Game's gonna be over. Like me and my teammates over here just hitting them with the objective as hard as we possibly can. But we'll pop it out while we can. This guy with the yellow gun just keeps sticking out to me. I don't know what pack that is, but I do not recommend rocking a yellow gun, bro. You're gonna stick out like a sore thumb. Gonna pop all these guys. There we go. There's the Renetti doing good right before we hit a god tier lag spike. Let's go and get the VTOL in there just so we can add it to our stats, saying that we got it. But there you go, guys. There you go. That is an M19 versus Renetti comparison. So out of that video right there, I want you guys to let me know your thoughts on. Oh, and we get play the game with the old Renetti. So I mean, I really don't. It's hard. It's so hard to say one's better than the other. I mean, if anything, I would say that the M19 might be just like a frog hair split 3 ways better. Like as thin as that is, as much as a minor of a difference as that is. I just feel like the M19 might come out just that much more here. But, like I said, I want to hear what you guys think, y'all's experiences with it. So, as always, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you hadn't already. Share your friends. And until the next one, adios.